Just imagine, the whole life of two people can be turned upside down by just a change of key. You would not have seen so many twists in any movie. The story starts from a rainy night, where we see a man wearing plastic gloves and a plastic suit. But this suit, he was wearing it not to protect himself from the rain, but to not leave any evidence. After this, we see a man wearing a suit and boots passing by his car with an umbrella. Then, the killer came out of the car and stabbed the man in the stomach. He killed him by stabbing him with a knife and then hid him in the trunk of the car. After this, he sat in the car and took off his suit, and then his real face was revealed. The name of this professional killer was Jack. He looked at the time on his watch, and as soon as the right time came, left with the car. Then the next morning we see a young man named Harry, who was very upset with his life. He wanted to become an actor, but was not getting work. He did not even have a penny, and he was worried about his life. He was very upset, but suddenly his landlady knocked on the door and said that she has brought noodles for him. Harry tried to ignore her words, but then he could not stop himself after hearing the name of noodles. As soon as he opened the door, the mistress started shouting at him because he had not paid the rent for many months. Now the mistress asked him to pay the rent by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, she would throw him out of the house. Then she asked Harry to take a bath because the whole house smelled like sewer. Now he went to a public sauna to take a bath. There he saw Jack, who was cleaning the blood on his hands in the wash basin. Then Harry's eyes fell on his precious watch, and he understood that the man was quite rich. Then Harry started taking bath, and after some time, Jack also entered the bathroom. Then suddenly the soap slipped from Harry's hands and fell. Jack was walking, his foot fell on the soap, due to which he slipped and fell with great force on the ground. As soon as he hit it, he became unconscious, and the key to his locker slipped out of his hand and fell straight at Harry's feet. Now Harry, along with the others, went to see Jack. Then he bent down to return the key to Jack's locker, and then he changed his mind. He went and replaced Jack's key with his own. After this, when Jack was taken to the hospital, Harry went to the locker room and opened Jack's locker. As soon as he saw it, Harry's eyes lit up, and he came out wearing Jack's expensive suit and boots. After this, he went straight to his mistress and paid back all her money. After this, he returned the money to all the other people from whom he had borrowed money. Finally, he came and sat in Jack's expensive car and started thinking that maybe it was all a dream, and soon moored. As soon as his eyes opened, he decided to go to the hospital and return everything to Jack. But as soon as he reached the hospital, he saw that Jack was calling his name. But the truth was that Jack was thinking that his name was Harry, because this is what the doctors had told him. Actually, Jack had lost his memory due to a head injury. When Harry came to know about this, he got scared and immediately left from there. Later, when Jack was leaving the hospital, it happened to him that he didn't have the money to pay the bill. Then a paramedic named Lena took pity on him and decided to pay Jack's bill. Now Lena didn't know anything about who he was and what he did, but still she helped Jack. He promised Lena that he would definitely return her money. After this, when Lena went to drop him home, Lena asked him his name and age, but Jack did not know how old he was. He looked at his paper, and according to him, he was only 32 years old. But Lena was surprised to hear this because he looked much bigger than this. On the other hand, Harry reached Jack's house after finding his address and was shocked to see such a luxurious house. He had never seen such wealth in his life. He was born poor. What happened was that while roaming around the house, he found many uniforms which belonged to Jack. Some of them were of military and some of them were of police. And when Jack came to Harry's house, according to the address on the papers, both of them were surprised to see the condition there. Jack could not understand why he was staying in the house like this. Then Lena heard the news of an accident on her radio, and she immediately started leaving. Jack wanted to return her money, but Lena said that she would come later. On the other hand, Harry was relaxing in that luxurious house, and then he switched on the TV, but what he saw there blew his mind. Instead of TV channels, there was a live video of a girl from the neighborhood. Jack was still trying to get more information about himself. Then he thought of going out and talking to the people of the neighborhood. He started trying to talk to them by knocking on their doors. But everyone thought that he was a salesman and had come to paste something for us. After some time, when Lena came back to see him, she saw that Jack was lying on the ground coughing. Actually, he was trying to smoke a cigarette, but she was having a lot of trouble. On this, Lena started thinking that, brother, if you are not drinking, then don't drink. On which Jack told her that there were a lot of cigarettes in the house, so she thought that maybe I would be smoking. Well, when Lena told her room, After spending some time together, she saw that Jack was very good with knives, so she took him with her to her aunt's restaurant. Although she did not want to hire Jack, but after Lena requested him, she agreed. But they had two conditions: that first, Jack would talk lovingly, and second, he would smile a lot. Otherwise, all the customers would run away. On the other hand, Harry was still investigating in Jack's real house, and he found more money hidden here and there. There he found a bottle of expensive liquor, as well as a complete collection of knives, and there were many fake ID cards and passports in that house. After this, he saw a board in which he gave a lot of information about the girl from the same neighborhood, New. Then the police present there heard a short message on the radio. When there was a noise, Harry calculated that it must be a policeman. Then he thought that New must be a witness in some case, and Jack would be responsible for her safety. Now Harry tried to find New's house, and he met many people in the building. Mila, but he did not meet New. When he returned home tired, he switched on the TV where he saw that New was practicing something. She pretended to fall down after hitting her head. Then again and again she drooling. While she was practicing this, Harry realized that this noise was coming from the upstairs room, so perhaps New must have lived there. After some time, Harry went outside her house and knocked on the door. When Ju opened the door, Harry told that he is her new neighbor, and then he tries to befriend Ju, but New has no interest in him and soon closes the door. Meanwhile, we see Jack working diligently in the restaurant and has a knife. With the help of his burning talent, he had become a very good chef, but because of the new dishes he prepared, there was a crowd. Then after a few days, Lena came to his house with Jack and told that she had to cook for the first time on the 25th. Jack looked at the calendar on the wall. Lena told him that it was last month's calendar. Later, after Lena left, Jack turned the page of the calendar and found out that he had to go somewhere tomorrow, and the next day he would go to that place. When he reached the place, he saw a man who was taking people's names and making them sit in the car. Jack asked the man where they were going. Actually, they were all the actors who were going to the set. So after reading his name, he went to work with them. But after going to the set, he made many mistakes throughout the day. On the other hand, we see that Harry was following Ju to protect her. She went to the hospital to meet Ju, and she told that she is going on a trip. Then when she came back in the hallway, she suddenly got scared seeing someone and started walking in the opposite direction. Harry looked at her, and then his eyes fell on a man who was following Ju. He remembered that he had seen this man on Jack's board. Now he saved Ju from the eyes of that man and brought her to the parking area. On the other hand, after the shooting was over in the evening, when Jack got the money, he got his father's name. His father was a barber, and he went to meet him at his shop. At that time, his father was talking about the real Harry with his customer, but Jack thought that they were talking about him. His father thought that Harry is a #1 wretched person. And after hearing all this, Jack became very disappointed and went away silently. Later, Jack told Lena that before the accident, he was trying to become an actor, and now he is trying to become an actor with double the passion. Will work hard to fulfill his dream. On the other hand, we see that at night, New collected all her belongings and went to stand on the other side of the road, but no one came there for a long time. She went back to her house and checked if he was there. She didn't go on the wrong date, and she calculated that maybe she would have to go next Thursday. On the other hand, Jack was busy preparing to become an actor at his home. Later, when he reached the film set, he got the role of the hero's bodyguard. But as soon as the fight sequence started, Jack could not stop himself and came in between and started defending the hero. After the completion of the shot, the director came to him and asked his name. Jack apologized to him because he felt that by coming in between, he had ruined everything. Spoiled the scene, but actually the director was very happy with her fighting skills. After this, we see that New was there on the next Thursday, but the person she was waiting for did not come again this time, and Jack is on his next shooting. When he reached there, he had to speak some dialogues, but he was having difficulty in remembering the lines. When the director talked about action, Jack forgot the line and just said 2 words, but the director enjoyed his 2 words very much. After this, his fighting scene, and he surprised everyone with his skills. Soon his episode came on TV, and many customers coming to the restaurant recognized him. Now people started taking photographs with him. Slowly the days were passing, and now Harry, after talking to Nanu for a while, he was able to win her trust. Soon both of them came very close and started loving each other. Meanwhile, Jack went to shoot his next episode, but there, hero called the producer and asked him to change the story because he was afraid. It was a fear that Jack might become more famous than him. When that episode came on TV, people couldn't understand what he had done so suddenly. Well, that night, a phone rang in Jack's real house, and Harry picked up the phone, picked up the call. The person calling called Harry to meet as soon as possible. Now Harry reached that meeting wearing sunglasses and mask. All the people present there were treating him with respect because they knew what a dreaded professional killer Jack is. Told Harry that on 25th of last month, why hasn't you not completed the task till now? He told Harry that he has to complete his mission as soon as possible. Otherwise, if Mew goes to the police, then the matter will get messed up. At the same time, man was secretly listening to everything in this meeting. When Harry left the meeting, he asked his men to follow Harry so that he could find Ju. When Harry returned home, he was very angry because now he had understood that Jack was not actually a policeman but a serial killer. On the other hand, Jack was shooting for the next episode. The hero of the series had become so jealous of Jack that this time, while acting during the shooting, he actually killed Jack. Jack was very angry at this, but then he smiled and asked if he hit Harry on the head with a stick. After a few days, we see that now Harry had started chasing Jack. Finally, Jack stopped him and asked, "Are you my fan?" "Yes, sir. I love you very much. Give me an autograph on my weapon." Jack also wrote his name on it without thinking much about it. During all this, Jack and Lena also became very close to each other. Well, on the next Thursday, Mew once again came on the road with her luggage, but this time, Harry decided to confront her. And he said that I am a policeman who was sent here for your protection. But now, he actually fell in love with Mew and wanted them to stay together forever. But then the rich businessman's henchman sent Ninju and Harry's pictures to his boss, who ordered them both killed. The next day, Jack was off from work, so he asked Lena and her family to go on a picnic with him. They all had a lot of fun together, and Jack looked up at the sky and said that he was beginning to like this life. But then at night, when they were returning home, it started raining heavily, and a song played on the radio, due to which Jack gradually started remembering everything about his past life. He started seeing glimpses of the days before the accident, and he remembered. It turns out that he is a professional killer. Now Jack went straight to meet Ju, but Harry thought that he had come to kill him. He tried to stop Jack, but he could not stand in front of Jack. Well, later Jack revealed that, in reality, he was silly. There is no killer. Whenever there was a ransom in the underworld to kill a person, he would meet that person and tell him everything about the death contract. Then Jack would ask them to pretend to die so that he could go away from the city and find a new life. Everyone used to agree after hearing all this so that they can start their life, because if they did not listen, then Jack would not kill them, but someone else would kill them. In this way, Jack would make the people from both the sides happy without killing anyone. Then Jack told that someone had given him the mission to kill Mew because he has a secret flash drive whose release could ruin the business of a rich businessman. Now Jack explained to Ninju that he would have to leave this country, otherwise they will kill him. But Ninju said that she cannot leave Harry alone because now his life is also in danger. But Harry said in frustration that I'm just fed up with life. You go away, no problem. Don't worry about me. But Jack had a plan going on in his mind in which all three of them would have to pretend to die together, and then all of them would be able to start a new life of their own. But to make this plan successful, they would have to give tremendous performance. Otherwise, if anyone gets a clue that he is alive, then the other killers will eliminate them. Finally, Jack went to meet Lena for the last time and told her that his memory has come back, and now he is leaving everything behind and going back. Jack said Lena got very angry after hearing this and said that I don't care about your past life, whatever you are now is enough for me. But after Jack left, Lena did not feel anything was right, and now she sat in the ambulance and followed Jack. Soon Jack reached a warehouse where he was going to execute his plan. Harry came there with Mew. Here the businessman and his disciples were keeping an eye on him. Harry then said that he had pretended to be in love with Mew, and then he pretended to kill Mew in front of everyone and threw the flash drive towards the businessman just as the goon was about to take it from him. When he moved forward, suddenly Jack appeared in front of him, and everyone was stunned as to who it was. But soon they realized that Jack was also another killer called by him. Actually, he had hired many killers to kill Ju and Harry, had made phone calls, and some of them had come on different phone numbers of Jack. After this, Harry and Jack started pretending to fight, and after doing a lot of tremendous acting, both of them came and stood at one place. But then suddenly, the whole plan got ruined because Lena suddenly started dripping. Jack tried to push her away. Harry was signaled to take out the fake knife stuck in his leg and attack them. Harry did exactly that, and Jack pulled Lena behind him so that the fake knife could hit him. Then he pointed towards Nzu, who had to press a button. Suddenly, a huge container fell on them. The goons started coming near the container to check whether they were dead or not, and Jack was trying to silence Lena somehow. During this, he signaled Harry, who jumped under the container. The goons got trapped in their trap and thought that everyone was killed. Well, after all the goons left, Jack and the others came out of the container. The sword had now been removed from the heads of Mew and Harry, so both of them rockets. They expressed their love by hugging each other. Jack followed Lena to the ambulance and told her that her real age was 45. Well, Lena didn't say much and left him to her TV set. During the shooting, Jack was speaking his lines as if he was talking to Lena. He said that according to the law he should go away, but he cannot do so because he has also fallen in love now, and now he should erase his old existence and stay with her. Hearing this, Lena becomes very happy, and then both settle down, and the movie ends here.